Hello everyone, welcome to Saurabh Sir's classes. So today we are going to look at question number 23 for DSE 2021 paper. The question says, two buyers bid for a single object in an auction. Valuation of the buyer is a private information. However, it is known that each of them independently draws their valuation from uniform 0-1 distribution. The auction rule lets the highest bidder takes the object by paying the lowest bid. Suppose that the buyers bid truthfully, that is, the bid of the buyer is equal to the valuation. This is a very crucial information in this question. That nobody will bid falsely, no one will overbid, no one will underbid. So find the expected revenue of the auction. Now note that who gets this revenue? It is the seller who gets the revenue, right? Now just to have a bit of clarity over here, in general, how do we define revenue? It's price into quantity, right? But over here we are talking of a single object auction. That means Q is 1 essentially. So that is, the revenue is nothing but the price in this case, right? Now there are two informations that is given. So let me just have a few notations clear. Let us suppose BI is the bid of the IET agent, where I equals to 1, 2, and VI is the valuation of the IET agent. Valuation of the IET agent. I equals to 1, 2. And what are we given? That both the agents bid truthfully. That means BI is equals to VI, and the valuations are drawn from uniform 0-1 distribution. What does this mean? That both the VIs follow a uniform 0, 1 for all I equals to 1, 2. That is essentially B1 follows uniform 0-1 and B2 follows uniform 0-1. This is the information that we are given. Now the question is, find the expected revenue of the auction. Now look at the auction rule first. It's a little different. The auction rule states that the highest bidder takes the object by paying the lowest bid. So what are the two bids over here? Is B1, B2, right? So whoever bids the highest will get the object. But what is the price that he will have to pay? It is the lowest of these two, right? The lowest bid. So the P that we have to pay is essentially minimum of B1, B2, right? There are two players having two bids. So the one who bids the highest gets the object, but he has to pay the minimum of these two, and which is the minimum over here, right? This is the idea that we have to say. And what we are looking at is that we want to find out the expected revenue over here. That means basically, now look at this, P is equals to minimum of B1, B2. So B1 follows uniform 0, 1 and B2 follows uniform 0, 2. What does this mean? What is the PDF of B1? It is 1, where B1 ranges from 0 to 1, right? And function of B2 is how much? It is also 1, where B2 also ranges from 0 to 1. With this information, you can understand that P, which is the minimum of 0 to B1 and B2, will also range between 0 and 1. Correct? Isn't it? So R is equals to P. We already established that. So what is the expected revenue? So the price can go anywhere between integral from 0 to 1 P into function of P dP. Okay, so the variable P is known. It is minimum of B1 comma B2. But how are we going to get the PDF of this P? This is important to get to the expected revenue, right? So from here we are going to use the idea of order statistic that we know. So what is P? It is minimum of B1 comma B2, and it is given that both B1 and B2 follow uniform 0 comma 1 independently. 0 comma 1 independently. This is a very crucial information. Independently they follow, right? So from here we can construct the CDF, right? So what is the probability that this is less than, let's say, okay, let's say I put R only, otherwise the notations might become confusing. So make expected revenues as this. That will be better. Let's say probabilities capital R less than small r. So how do we find that? R is what? It is minimum of B1 comma B2 less than equals to R. So this is 1 minus the probability minimum, this variable minimum of B1 comma B2 greater than R. Minimum of B1 comma B2 is greater than R means that B1 is greater than R, B2 is greater than R. Since both of them are independent, this will become probability B1 greater than R into probability B2 greater than R, right? So 1 minus, what does this become? Probability B1 greater than R means from R to 1, 1 dr, right? Since B1 and B2 follow independent uniform 0, 1, and similarly this will be R to 1, 1 dr. So this is essentially the same. So this will is 1 minus, this is R times 1 to R whole square, right? Because both of them are same. So that is 1 minus 1 minus R whole square. So this is the CDF. So from here, how can we obtain the PDF? So f of R is simply d of derivative with respect to R, right? So this will become minus of 2 times 1 minus R into minus 1. So this is 2 times 1 minus R. So this is the derivative. This is the CDF that we are looking at. So what is the expected revenue now? It is integral 0 to R, 0 to 1 R FR dr, right? So this will be basically 0 to 1 R times 2 into 1 minus R dr. So 2 taken out, R into 1 minus R dr. So this will be 0 to 1 R minus R squared dr. So if we complete the integration, so this is R squared by 2 minus R cubed by 3, 1 to 0. It is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3, 3 minus 2 by 6, which is 1 by 3. This is the expected revenue, and that is option 1 in this case. Okay, so question number 23, option is 1. Thank you.